Today I'm joined by our Director of the Bureau of Economic Development, Maria Saldaña, as well as Deputy Director Herman Brewer, to announce $15 million in grant funding for municipalities and community service providers. We're emerging from pretty terrible economic times, the worst recession since the Great Depression. Too many people throughout our county and our country are losing their homes, their jobs, and their hope. And for those who have kept them, there's a deep sense of anxiety. I've long said that Chicago is the economic capital of the Midwest, and we have a real opportunity to strengthen Chicago and define Cook County as the hub of the Midwest. The county has several important economic development capacities that historically have been underutilized. That's why one of my first actions as president was to form a new Bureau of Economic Development, reorganizing and consolidating several existing departments and divisions, including the President's Office of Employment Training, now called Cook County Works, and the Departments of Community Development, Building and Zoning, and Capital Planning. The consolidation of services within the Bureau of Economic Development not only helps reduce costs, but helps us focus on effective economic development for the county. This will enable us to make economic policy in a much more specific, clear, and effective way than county government has done in quite some time. The Bureau of Economic Development has centralized and strengthened the role of community development in the county's economic development efforts. Today, we're announcing roughly $15 million in grant funding going into communities throughout the county. The $15 million is composed of 3 different types of grants. Community Development Block Grants, CDBG. The estimated allocation for year 2011 is approximately $9.4 million. Of the 101 recommended projects and activities, over 50% of the program funds will be targeted to needed capital improvements within suburban Cook County communities. 75% of the projects will include the repair of streets, alleys, and sidewalks, resulting in the improvement of nearly 57 blocks. Other areas of focus for CDBG grants include municipal infrastructure, such as water and sewer infrastructure for clean water and reduce flooding damage, youth services, providing safe alternatives for youth during the summer when the risk of violence is heightened. All of this dovetails with our investment in summer jobs through Cook County Works, which will provide 500 youth with job experience and alternatives to violence and crime while preparing them for future success. And finally, housing counseling, which stabilizes our communities by helping people stay in their homes. As a longtime advocate of affordable housing, I'm glad to announce roughly $5.5 million in home funding to create affordable housing for low-income households. The focus of this funding is on improving the availability, affordability, and sustainability of decent, affordable housing within suburban Cook County. Additionally, there is approximately $430,000 in emergency shelter grants to provide homeless individuals with basic shelter and essential support services. For the first time, Cook County is looking at economic development throughout the region as a collaboration between departments, communities, and municipalities. This is only the beginning of a more meaningful relationship with municipalities throughout the region.
And as the President said, the word of the day is collaboration. At the Bureau of Economic Development, my mantra is collaboration, partnership, and leverage. Cook County is a dynamic metropolitan center with significant built infrastructure and other assets. But for too long now, Cook County government itself has not been at the table with others to develop community and economic development strategies. These CDBG, ESG, and home funds will be used in partnership with local municipalities, service agencies, and others to leverage other funds to make the most efficient use of these program dollars. This, however, is just the beginning of what the Bureau intends to do to collaborate, partner, and leverage. There are many organizations which have already partnered and have developed or in the process of developing strategic community development and economic development plans. Such organizations include the Center for Neighborhood Technology and the South Suburban Mayors and Managers Association, which together with others have developed the Southland Green Time Zone strategy. This strategy focuses on developing growth around transit facilities and around intermodal facilities, Cargo-oriented development and logistics has the potential to be the economic engine of the south suburbs. We have reviewed our use of Neighborhood Stabilization Program funds with the MPC and the Chicago Community Trust, organizations which have done much in the housing area, and we will do more with them. In the west suburbs, we are encouraged by the collaboration among the west suburbs. We will engage with them and encourage more collaboration. We are interested in the partnership that municipalities in the northwest suburbs have formed to deliver services more efficiently and want to partner with them on their economic growth initiatives. We intend to play a role in regional planning efforts and, where necessary, lead in planning and implementation. We think that we can develop a strong central planning department to assist and partner with municipalities in developing their own economic development plans. We also think we can play a key role in developing an economic development plan for the region. The continuing effects of the national recession dictate that a more intentional effort be undertaken to develop a plan for economic growth. The investment of these federal funds can help to stabilize some communities for now, but what is really needed and what leads to long-term prosperity and growth is investment by the private sector, which is the most important partner in economic development. While we can leverage federal HUD funds with local municipal funds, the biggest lever for any investment is private investment, because that leads to jobs and to growth. Thank you.